meeting of the Madison County Fiscal Court to order. Kenny?
Master King?
Here.
Master Barger?
Here.
Master Hughes?
Here.
Master Combs?
Here.
Judge Clark?
Here. Let's see. Well, let's do this first. Y'all have had a chance to look at the minutes of the last meeting. If there are no changes, motion be in order to approve those as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Master King?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes. Treasurer's report will be the fourth Tuesday, the second meeting of the month. Now, this is an amended agenda, and I think you all got word of that on your iPads, that we added the 3 resolutions because we really need to get those applications in, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But at this time, I'd like to go on and call the meeting to order. And first, Kenny, our Madison County Clerk, would like to discuss an issue with voting machines with the court.
It's a good issue. We've, where we reduced precincts, we've got 10 extra voting machines, and before the election, Pike County called and wanted to borrow 2 of our e-scan machines, just the scanner itself, and we loaned those to them just so they have some spares. So now we've got 10 spare machines, and they'd like to buy 2 e-scan machines and 2 e-slate machines, the disabled machine. I called our rep from Harp Enterprises, and we paid $4,000 apiece for the e-scans and $4,500 apiece for the e-slates. And that will be getting our money back and also be giving them a pretty good deal because the prices have gone up quite a bit on those machines in the last few years. Already met with Board of Elections, asked them about this. They're okay with it. Since technically you all own the equipment, want to bring it to the court to make sure it was okay to sell those couple to them. So we don't need them. Like I say, we'll have 8 spares, 8 of everything left over after we sell these.
We're getting the same price we gave for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's good.
Doesn't happen much, does it, Greg?
Well, like I say, it's going to be a deal for them too because they've gone up $1,000 a piece.
They don't want no more, do they?
No, I don't want to cut it that close. I'd like, with this extra equipment, we're going to be able to do some things like be able to have the high schools vote for homecoming king and queen, that kind of thing. Get kids used to using the paper ballot, seeing the machine, the older kids.
Kind of like that day me and you went down the bridge and
Yeah.
stayed all day.
Yeah.
And the 3rd and 4th and 5th grade voted on the best book all day.
Yeah. But we'll have spare equipment we can do that with. Now, before we didn't have it. We had, that's why we had to use e-slate that day.
Okay.
Well, you want a motion?
Yes, sir.
I make a motion, we sell them. Second.
Master King?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next is 14 policies and procedure update. I think Doug's got a few things he'd like to change, and Doug, I'll turn the podium over to you.
Actually, right now, Judge, we don't have anything that our policy has changed. We just have to do this every year, review it with you all, and you all approve it again. We have to do this every year, DOC standards. So right now, there's nothing to change. We just have to, everybody approve our policy and procedure. This is what it was last time. Nothing's changed to it.
So there have been no changes
No
to it
changes.
since last year?
No changes.
Do you see anything in the near future that might need change?
I do. Well, we got PREA that's coming into play with us, and once that everybody gets where they need to be with PREA, then that has to go in our policy and procedures also. So, yeah, there will be some changes coming up. Again, as of right now, no changes. But again, we have to do this every year.
Okay.
Changes or not, we have.
Any questions, discussion for Doug? If not, upon his recommendation, a motion be in order to approve policies and procedures for 14.
So moved.
Second.
Master King?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. Next one's a good one, open bids, Madison County Road Department. Mark?
Judge, I've reviewed the bids and opened them here in court this morning. They were all properly sealed. Leroy, were they received in the appropriate time?
They received them up here.
Okay. They're all time-stamped on June 6th. We've got a fuel bid from Richmond Petroleum and also one from Riley Oil. The culvert bids, Ferguson, as well as Hayes Pipe Supply, and then the rock bid from the Allen Company.
Okay.
So I'll give these to the clerk at the end of the meeting, and then we can
Be fine.
appropriate actions for them.
Leroy can get and have a recommendation for us the next meeting. Thanks, Mark. Okay, Sheriff's Office, he's got our 13 tax settlement, and you all have got a copy of that on your pads. Mike, you want to say a few words about it, or?
Well, actually, I'm gonna let our finance minister talk about it. Tommy Rooney.
Oh, I didn't see Tommy sitting back there. I'm sorry, Tommy.
I'm gonna let him address that. He's asleep.
We were charged almost $47 million in taxes to be collected this year. And the procedure for people that don't understand it is that when we get through with collections on April 16th, we send all delinquent taxes to the clerk's office. At that time, we request a person to come in with a different set of eyes to do our settlement, to check our books to make sure that we've done it properly. And it came in real good again this year. We're very close to where we need to be. We're just a few cents off in some categories and a dollar here or there. But after we get the settlement done, that allows us to request the state auditors to come in and do the final audit. Now, this is just a settlement. It's not the audit. The state auditors have the final say. But this gives us a guideline to go by to see where we're at. And if there's anything that's really outstanding, good or bad, then he lets us know that right up front before the auditors come. Any questions?
Tommy, it looks pretty good to me. We have one taxing district, 22 million, 2.2 million, and you're off 18 cents. Another one, 800,000, $1.58. So here's 2.2 million, 43 cents. So it looks pretty good to me. I think y'all did an excellent job, really do.
A lot of that is rounding.
Mhm.
Whenever you take a check in, and then I do a disbursement report, the disbursement report will reflect that either a penny long or a penny short, and there's just not a thing we can do about that. But this, we feel very pleased with it.
I think it's an excellent report.
And then with the schools there, we only get like 1.5% commission from the schools, whereas we get 4% from the ambulance service and 4.25% from everybody else. We sent the schools $25 million. So if we'd had the commission up a little bit, that would increase our revenue considerably. And a lot of counties, Kenny was talking about Pike County. Pike County Sheriff's Department, I think, gets 3%.
Schools.
You know, we've been down that road 2 or 3
Yeah.
times, but it was
Lasky.
actually challenged in court once, wasn't it?
Dude, so, yeah, it went to court with Dude. and it was
Pulaski
overruled.
gets 3%. Knox County gets 4%. You can understand when you see the amount of money we're talking about in a settlement, what it means to when you have a commission, how much it would reflect in revenue.
My argument has always been, they couldn't collect that if you all didn't. I mean, it would be up to them, but they couldn't collect it because they got no authority. So I don't know why they wouldn't work with you all to give you a 0.5% more, but I don't know.
1.5% is the minimum. That's as low as they can go, and that's what we get, 1.5.
Well,
1.5% on $25 million is $375,000. If we increase that to 2, that would be $500,000. That'd be an increase of $125,000 just by 0.5%.
well, it may be something we need to pursue again. I don't,
When they need a new turnaround for a bus, do we pay for that?
we do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anybody else have any questions?
Okay, need a motion to approve the 13 tax settlement.
So move.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Cole.
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. Next is our 14-15 online salt budget. Well, really online bids. And we were all at the interlocal government meeting the other day, and it seems like the city's got their bids a little bit cheaper than we did. Of course, they don't buy near as much as we do. And ours came in, we had one company that wouldn't even bid on it. And of course, we're asking for 7,000 tons. Cargill bid, and let's see, they came in, I think it was $115 a ton. $115 a ton. And then Detroit came in, they were the next bidder. Now, Morton didn't bid, and I can't understand that. But Detroit, who we buy from every year, and they're, Leroy, they've always provided the best service, and if we go over our allotment, they never bump the price up on us. So we've just had a great relationship with Detroit Salt, and I have a call in for one of the executives right now to see if there's any way to negotiate this. But in the short run of things, we have to make a decision by Thursday of this week, and it's got to be approved by this court. The minutes have to be sent in to approve the bid. So, Mark, what I wanted to ask you was, could the court authorize me to go on and enter into a contract on this, contingent upon talking to Detroit and seeing if there was any room there for negotiation, and if there was, then take that price. And I'd come back and call all the court and let them know.
I think, Judge, so long as it'd be for a lower price, I think that
Yeah.
you'd be within your authority to do that if the motion's appropriate.
Okay, is that okay with you all?
Right, me.
And then I'm
What's the price right now, $115?
$100.15.
Oh, $100.15.
Yeah,
And that's the lowest bid you've got.
that's the lowest bid we got, yes.
What was it last year?
Do it lower. I think that-
$65.
Now,
But-
the city of Richmond is buying it for $89.50 through Cargill, is who they're getting it from. But I don't understand, if we're buying more salt, why it's higher. Usually when you buy more, it gets cheaper.
Well, wasn't Berea's 84?
Yeah.
Real was 72 last year, and it was in the 80s.
$80.
Yeah.
It was in the 80s.
So I'd like just today, and I called him again this morning before court, and she said, I will try to have him call you back today. But
I don't care to give you the approval to try to negotiate it, but I'm not interested at $100, I'm telling you.
well, Roger, we've
And
got
I know they give good service, I'm not arguing that, and it might be worth the money to get the better service when you need it, because if you get it a week late, you've bought salt you can't use,
But it's the low bid, and if you don't accept it, then you're at everybody's mercy. You could pay $135 or $40 for it.
If you don't go in bid, you won't get any dollars.
But you don't have to buy all that at one time.
No, we don't even have to take it all.
Right.
All we do, now, we use
We're allowed to
$7,000
buy
this
up
year.
to $7,000.
Up without them raising the price, and if we just take $3,000, we're not obligated for the other $4,000.
Okay.
So, just a decent winter, we average, Leroy, 2,500, 3,000 tons. Yeah, so we'd be in good shape, but this last winter was one of those very one-of-a-kind kind of, they ran for 3.5 months just about on a daily basis.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid, the maximum price, based on what we have to do to be able to meet our budgetary requirements, and I know that you're going to put the squeeze on them, so I would hope that you're going to end up with a price less than that, but at least we keep moving.
Okay.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Hughes,
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. Next is Carl. He's got, wants to award the bid on the tower obstruction lighting.
Yeah, we dropped two different, Francette dropped two different packages into your iPads for you. The first one had a lot of coloring on it. It was pretty, but it was awful hard to read. And they weren't in order of cheapest to most expensive. So on Friday afternoon, we got them reorganized and sent it out again to Francette, and she dropped that in your Dropbox. The problem with it was oversized, and you're missing a column. I had Magistrate King check for me. On the redone one, without all the purple shading that made it hard to read, you're missing U.S. Tower, which was the highest bid. So I made a hard copy, which I know we don't like to use hard copies, but I wanted you to see the highest bidder, which was U.S. Tower. But you can see we had 6 bids. You can see the top half's all about how they answered the bid questions. We had some follow-up bid questions. We had a best and final at the end. And at the bottom, you can see how it turned out, with Comtronics being the lowest bid, but only including 8 tower climbs in the 5-year warranty period, which is what one other company did. And then the others included unlimited tower climbs. But when we looked at the price for Comtronics for doing a single tower climb, $935, and we figured that we've already got 8 included in the price, between them and the second place vendor, I would need 19 more tower climbs. So I need a total of 27 tower climbs in 5 years to not save money by going with the lowest bidder. And I would need a lot more than that to get to the next bidder. I'd have to be like 40 climbs in 5 years, which is, even our poorly performing current system hasn't been that bad. So I feel confident by going with the lower bidder, I'm saving money in the long run, because I've already got 8 tower climbs in that price, and I got 19 more that I can have before I get to the second price guy. And then if you go all the way out to the end guy, you know, he's $100,000 plus higher than the other guys, so it just doesn't make sense. And they're all using the same 2 manufacturers of lighting, so it's not a huge difference there. 3 used one type and 3 used another type. So we did our follow-ups on the Comtronics. They have real good references. They're in Lexington. They're the closest company to us that bid it. The local company here in Madison County didn't bid. They sent us a not interested in bidding letter. So I feel pretty good about it. It's as local as I can get. It was the low bid. They've answered all the questions. Their reference checks came back very well. And they seem to really have a good understanding of the project. So I'd like the permission to go ahead and award it to Comtronics and get that started.
Any questions?
Is that LED lighting?
It is LED lighting, yes.
They're probably going to be fewer climbs.
That's what we're hoping. That's our plan. Fewer climbs, longer life of the bulbs, for lack of a better term, the LED light, and lower voltage on the tower versus the current system is high voltage. You know.
I make a motion that we accept Comtronics bid.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger,
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to go over these one at a time. I've got 3 resolutions, and I need the court's permission authorizing me to make application for, and upon approval, enter into an agreement with the Office of the different agencies. The first one is the COPS grant. And Mike, I think I'm right, this allows you to hire 2 officers,
Yes, sir.
and they pay the salary. We are obligated to, or Mike's obligated to pay those benefits for 2 years, and then he is committed to keep that individual 2 more years at his salary. Is that right?
3
3.
years, and then after that 3 years, then we have to
3 and 1.
Okay, it's 3 and 1 instead of 2 and 1. Okay. It's a great deal for Mike, and if we can get it, and it just helps him shore up his staff, which he desperately needs, and we all know how tight money is. So I'd really like to make this application, and she's already working on it, but I'd like the court's permission to authorize me to make the application and enter into the agreement. Now, if we do get it and enter into the agreement, I will bring that back to court for you all to look at. I won't do anything till y'all look at it.
So moved.
Second.
Master King,
Yes.
Master Barger.
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Clark.
Yes. The next one is it's a Homeland Security grant, and it's the same thing. It's a resolution authorizing me to make application for. And it is the KOHS, and this is equipment for the fire department. I think they're masks that go over that allow them to talk to each other, communicate and things. And I'm not positive, but I think it's an 80-20 match grant. So, and we've been very fortunate the last 3 or 4 years in we've got new bunker gear, all kinds of things. So, we'd like to continue working with Homeland Security. So I'd like the court's permission to authorize me to enter into this application for the fire department for the microphones for the mask.
Is there a dollar figure on that, Judge?
Don't have it, Larry.
So moved.
If we submit the grant and it's approved, then we'll have all the numbers, how many we're getting and all that stuff.
I say,
Master King?
Yes.
Mr. Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes. And the third one is LEPP grant, and this is, it's Madison County, Kentucky desires to make application for the Law Enforcement Protection Program. And what this does, Mike, it helps you all buy ammunition.
Yes,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
For training and,
It's, I can let Tony explain that a little bit since he's worked on the grant, but if I may, just say
yeah.
a few things here, and then I'll let Tony speak, but, we've been very fortunate to be able to lock in on some of these grants and identify with them through Major Terry with the experience and expertise that he's had. We're going to try to follow every avenue possible that where we can make the savings on these. And I'll let Major Terry explain some of this, but we've just got a vest grant, and you know that's going to be able to put vest on each officer that we've had, which they haven't had. Some of these monies that we're trying to acquire is going to be beneficial in the savings where we're not spending that money on one direction. You know, we've got our cost of fuel that's been up here for the last little bit on some of our line items, but you know, trying to be good stewards of the money. You know, we've been able to acquire some more Hummers that we've got. If they're out there and they're going to give them, you know, loan them to us this past winter, I think that was proven where we could get doctors and nurses and emergency people to their destinations. We're going to try to grab everything we can. We've been able to acquire some rifles through some grants. So each thing that we apply for, if we get it, that's great. If we don't, we don't. But we're not going to get it unless we ask for it. And some of these things that we're trying to get, just like these new officers, you know, the heroin is a big problem here in Madison County. You know, we can staff and try to patrol our roadways and answer our calls, but we have to have the people. People take vacation time, they take holiday time, they're sick, they have other things that pop up, so we've got to try to keep our staff up and going at all times. And hopefully this grant, if we can acquire that and a savings to the county, you know, I think that's the best thing that we can do. But if I could, I'll let Tony explain a little bit about it.
Thank you and good morning. What this law enforcement protection program grant would allow us to do is purchase ammunition. It's up to $500 per weapon that we have in our arsenal right now for our entire agency. 400 rounds practice and 100 rounds of qualification or duty carry ammunition. So every handgun that we have, every patrol rifle, every shotgun, it would provide that much money for that type of ammunition. It will also provide for any tasers that we might be purchasing. If allowed to proceed, we would like to request, if we were granted the 2 additional persons on the other grant, we included in on this one the purchase of 2 additional patrol rifles, 2 additional shotguns, and 2 additional pistols to coincide with the application for the other grant, and also 2 tasers also. So that's what this application is for.
Is this a straight-up grant, or is it a match?
It's a straight-up grant. It's through the Office of Homeland Security. It's a state grant, so.
You can't beat that.
No,
It's
that's great.
Y'all ain't got a drone yet, do you?
we're working on it. No, we don't, haven't found one yet.
Gotta find somebody to operate it.
Yeah.
That's another person, Tony.
That's correct.
Any questions?
I make a motion that we enter into this resolution.
Second.
Master King?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mike had a good choice when he chose you, I'll say that.
Judge's report, just 1 or 2 things. The Special Olympics was in town this weekend, and several of us got to go out and welcome everybody Friday afternoon. And, you know, I told them it was interesting. This was the 20th year that they were at Eastern Kentucky University, and they love the university, and they love Richmond and the county. And I was fortunate enough to be on the podium the first year they were here, and there were about 300 athletes, and this year there were 1,400 participants in the Special Olympics, so it was real well. It went over good. Everybody was happy, and I think they're coming back to Eastern Kentucky University next year, so we're all proud of that. Other than that, I don't have anything make that much difference. We go comments from department heads. Anybody? Scott?
I just wanted to come up and give you all a friendly reminder that next Saturday, the 21st, is Kentucky River Sweep down at Fort Boonesboro Beach. We'll be down there to clean up again. Last year, I think we removed 2 Lona trucks full of trash, bagged up trash from over there on the Boonesboro side around the beach and the collection point over in Clark County. So hopefully this year there won't be as much trash to pick up. So
Still feeding people, aren't you?
yep, there will be a cookout sponsored by my counterpart over at Clark County Solid Waste has a factory that is sponsoring the lunch. So there'll be the cookout for all of the event volunteers, as well as free T-shirt from the Ohio River sanctioning group. So
Don't know what factory it is, do you?
not exactly sure. He said something from Clark County. I can find out for you. But 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be there. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Any other department heads? Anything? Okay, comments from magistrates, Greg?
All's good.
Good deal. Roger?
Only thing I got is, I've already talked to Leroy about it, and I happened to be talking to you in your office and got a call the other day from somebody on Kentucky River Road. And I bet I've had 7 or 8 calls. I told them somebody's got a hold of everybody else and told them to call me, I think. But I've tried to convince them that you all know about the road and that you're planning on working on it. But I just wanted to clear my conscience because I promised them that I'd bring it up in court, and they just wanted to remind whoever's making the call. But I know you'll get to it, but it's just a matter of time.
They're starting on the humps on Monday.
Okay. Sounds good.
You gotta cut all those out, get them out and mill them down. And they've got a couple of other places they're gonna fix before they do
That
the,
one goes over the hill and
Yeah.
dead ends.
Yeah.
Not many homes there, right?
No, but it's,
no,
It goes all the way through?
you talking about going to the bridge
no, I'm talking about
in Lower Hines?
Old Kentucky, off of Jacks Creek. Old Kentucky
Oh.
Road.
Talking about where they did all the logging, Leroy, the little 8-foot road.
We talked about it a while back, and you'd been down there here lately, but I mean, and just past it some, but. Yeah. I mean, it's falling apart, and I've tried to tell them there's just so much you can do, but.
I'm sorry, there are 3 river roads.
Hard to say.
Well, that one is a dead end, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But there's just so much, but Leroy has been down and look at it, Roger. We're gonna do what we can to it. You can't get a paver down. To the grader. Bill Ray?
Yeah, I've had a few calls on Oxford Circle. It's the Earl Cornelson's farm that they developed out there on Irvin Road. And, of course, I think the original investors may have went bankrupt on that development. And so there was a common area, a park area down there that's become a no man's land. And residents are a little bit frustrated because, it's, and I think it's in the city, it's in the city limits.
It's been annexed, it's in the city.
But we still, because we're magistrates in that particular district, we still get calls on it, and then it's just a kind of a tar baby that nobody wants to touch, and I just wanted to bring that up, and I don't know what the answer is, but it's something that we're going to have to resolve.
Wonder if they've called the city.
Yeah, and and they have to call and complain numerous times to just get it fixed once, and then it's forgotten, and then grows up again. And
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Our oldest magistrate, and I haven't checked the records to see if he's the oldest in the state of Kentucky, just happens to be another year older today. It's happy birthday, Larry.
That's it. He was 3 years old when he became a magistrate.
I appreciate that, and Billy Ray brought me a donut, too. You see, I need it. Thank you, Judge. Judge, I know you was gonna have a meeting with, contract with the state. Where we at?
We are close.
Are we?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they're working out the final details, and it looks like that we're gonna be able, the guarantee money can come out of the emergency fund, the 3% that we put into the emergency fund. So, Rick and James are finalizing that, and I'll have something for you next court meeting.
Well, I told you I had confidence in you. I knew you'd do something. I mean, that would be a big savings to us,
It would. And
to
it's,
the taxpayers too.
and they love the agreement, and we love the agreement, and the residents of the county love it more than both of us put together. So we're gonna try to keep it in place.
Well, that's good. I don't have anything else. Just glad to be here and, have another birthday.
Any comments from the audience? Anybody like to come up, say anything?
What's BD doing here?
BD, you want to come up and say a few words?
Politics. That's my final word.
All right, the next court date will be Tuesday, June 24th. And I want to say this while I'm talking about that is, we had planned to have second reading of our budget today, but local government is so far behind that they haven't had a chance to look at our first reading yet to get it approved, to send it back. So hopefully we'll have, we have to, by June 24th, we'll have a second reading of our 14-15 budget. And with that, a motion be in order to pay the claims and approve the transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Master King?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Clark?
Yes. I want to thank everybody for coming in. We appreciate it. And a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Yes.
All in favor, all right.
Yeah. I didn't know BD was out, though.
That's only.
Hey, thank you.